Okay guys, I reached Turkey last night and today I'm already leaving again. Also mandatory elevator video because apparently every traveler is legally required to film one. I landed in Izmir and now we're off to Marmaris. Come with me. We reached the Izmir bus station and it was raining. Honestly, maybe the city was crying because I was leaving or because I arrived. Hard to say. Everything was wet. We were completely lost and somehow we finally found the station. Huge, clean, organized, like suspiciously organized. Nobody told me Turkey was this clean. Tourism ads have been hiding information from us. At this point, I felt embarrassed because I keep hearing India is becoming a superpower. Meanwhile, Turkey is out here, quietly winning the cleanliness competition. I started thinking maybe Turkey is actually more Europe than Asia. But then I saw these sweets and suddenly it felt a little like home. The food here is such a mix. Asian looking sweets, but also bread, buns, sandwiches everywhere. Even the culture is having an identity crisis. And this Turkish money, I had no idea who the man on the note was. I just assumed he's their version of Mahatma Gandhi. Then we had Turkish tea. Sorry, chai. They give you sugar cubes like you're in some royal ceremony. And this tiny glass, I literally wanted to watch other people drink first because I had no idea how to hold it without burning my entire bloodline. And then I saw something shocking. People drinking tea alone. Alone. In my country, chai comes with gossip, family drama, and at least three unnecessary opinions. But okay, at least people sit here while drinking tea, unlike in Italy, where coffee is basically a speed run. And then my favorite part, chips, because in Italy the flavors are basically salt, extra salt, and emotionally salted. So I had hope for Turkey. Then there were also more Indian looking sweets and snacks displayed exactly like Indian shops. Honestly, the whole place felt weirdly familiar. So obviously I grabbed the mysterious green lace packet twice. And then they've given us free coffee on the bus. Free. Of course I drank it happily. I'm Indian. Free things activate something spiritual inside us. Even the bus was so good. But to be fair, in India, the private buses are also nice. Government buses, I respect myself too much to comment. And this was me and my husband during our first trip in Turkey, acting excited over literally everything. But honestly, look at the countryside. So green, calm, peaceful. Maybe it's also because the weather wasn't trying to personally attack me with 50 degrees. And of course, I started playing my favorite travel game again, staring out of the window and wondering who lives in these houses, what are their lives like, and what people even do in places this peaceful. I was also trying to guess what plants grow here and imagining entire life stories for random strangers. Am I the only person who does this while traveling? But seriously, even outside, everything looks so clean. I don't know why I expected Turkey to feel a little like India. Maybe because of shared history or cultural roots or something. But then I looked outside and saw people actually following traffic rules. So obviously, we are not the same. And somehow, even with older looking cars, their roads still looked calm and organized. Meanwhile, in India, crossing the roads sometimes feels like a survival reality show. But let's be honest, in India, cows basically own the roads. But in Turkey, even though pork is religiously forbidden too, I don't see pigs casually controlling traffic here. So clearly, they know something we don't. India needs to contact Turkey immediately because our cows have become the main characters of the transport system. The day was so dark and cloudy, but honestly, it matched the image I already had of Turkey in my head. Maybe Bollywood is responsible for this because the whole atmosphere was giving Mughal emperor energy. Cold stairs, heavy jewelry, giant palaces, and somebody definitely being punished for betrayal in the background. And then look at the names of these bus stations in cities. Even if you gave me 20 lifetimes, I still wouldn't pronounce them correctly. I honestly thought that because of all the historical connections between us, maybe Turkish would feel a little familiar. But no, somehow it looks even more difficult than Italian, and that language already attacks me daily. And finally, we arrived in Marmaris, where of course the sun was still missing. Rain, storm, darkness. Honestly, this beach town was looking less like a vacation and more like the beginning of a Netflix thriller. And obviously, because we are financially responsible people, we took the local bus instead of a taxi to our fancy hotel. And this was me immediately after reaching the hotel, not resting, not relaxing, just walking around in a long black coat like some dramatic hotel inspector ready to give ratings nobody asked for. But honestly, the hotel was beautiful. Trips like this always remind me that luxury is only affordable in cheaper countries. In most of Europe, this hotel would probably cost one kidney and partial emotional stability. There was a nice swimming pool too. Although with all the rain, the floor looked one slip away from becoming my final destination. But of course, the most important part for me was the buffet. Because before anything else, a food lover must inspect where the food is located. And this was our bedroom. Honestly, slightly disappointing. The hotel exterior was giving luxury movie set, but the room inside was giving, okay, this is fine. This was our balcony, completely useless because of the rain. But the view still looked decent, and honestly, as someone from the mountains, anything involving the sea automatically impresses me. And then at night, the storm became insane. Thunder, crazy wind, trees flying around dramatically. I genuinely felt like the weather was trying to carry me away. At this point, I started understanding why Bollywood made Mughal emperors look so intense and emotionally unavailable. So obviously the only solution was tea and coffee. And then came the buffet, unlimited food, all inclusive, free. So naturally the Indian inside me activated immediately and I ate 2 full plates. The food honestly tasted very familiar, very close to Indian food. But as an Indian Nepali, I still have to defend my people and say Nepali food is better. Then I had custard, Diet Coke and peacefully ended the night before the storm personally attacked us again. Bye!